Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, we're diving into some of the most fascinating wheat pennies from the 1940s and 1950s that could be sitting in your collection right now. These coins are packed with history and hidden treasures. We'll explore rare errors and how much they're worth today. If you're a coin collector, you won't want to miss this. Let's kick things off with the 1941 no-mint mark wheat penny. We begin with the 1941 no-mint mark wheat penny. If you're holding one of these in your hands, you've got a coin that was struck in Philadelphia during a time when the United States was entering World War II. The country was in the midst of rapid change, and the U.S. Mint was working overtime to produce coins for both civilian and military use. In 1941, the Mint didn't place a mint mark on coins made in Philadelphia, making this penny one of the few from this period without a mint mark. The regular 1941 no-mint mark wheat penny in average circulated condition is worth about 10 to 20 cents. But here's where things get exciting. The 1941 no-mint mark is particularly valuable when it comes to its error varieties, with the most famous being the double die variety. A double die error occurs when the die used to strike the coin shifts slightly, causing the details to be stamped more than once, resulting in doubling. On the 1941 penny, this doubling typically appears on the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" on the obverse of the coin. The doubling on these details can be subtle or dramatic, and the more visible the doubling is, the higher the coin's value. If you happen to find a 1941 double die no-mint mark penny, you could be looking at a coin worth hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars. In lower grades, a 1941 double die might fetch $300 to $500. But in top condition, like mint state, its value could increase dramatically. High-quality examples of this coin can easily go for $1,000 to $3,000. In some extreme cases, particularly well-preserved or highly sought-after examples have been known to fetch even more, up to $5,000 or beyond. So, if you come across a 1941 no-mint mark with noticeable doubling, don't just assume it's a regular penny. It could be a gold mine. Next, let's move on to the 1947 no-mint mark wheat penny. Like the 1941, this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which, as we mentioned, did not place a mint mark on coins produced there. This penny was minted during a time when the United States was transitioning from World War II and heading into a period of post-war prosperity and growth. The economy was bouncing back, and there was renewed optimism in the air. In fact, 1947 marked a year of economic boom, with rising industrial output and growing consumer confidence. The 1947 no-mint mark wheat penny in average circulated condition is worth about 10 to 15 cents, just like most common wheat pennies. But, much like the 1941 no-mint mark penny, there are some key errors that could make this coin worth much more. The most notable error on the 1947 no-mint mark penny is also the double die error, which we've already discussed. On the 1947 penny, this error typically appears on the obverse, most often around the lettering of "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." The doubling can be subtle or more pronounced, and collectors will pay top dollar for a clearly doubled coin. In lower grades, a 1947 double die can be worth $100 to $500, but if you find one in mint condition with clear doubling, you could see its value soar. High-grade 1947 double die pennies can fetch $1,000 or more, and in some cases, even higher prices can be reached, especially if the coin has been graded by a service like PCGS or NGC. Some rare examples with dramatic doubling have gone for as much as $2,000 to $3,000 at auction. The 1947 no-mint mark wheat penny also has a couple of other minor errors to look out for, such as die cracks and off-center strikes. While these errors won't fetch as much as the double die, they can still add value to the coin. A 1947 penny with a die crack, for example, might be worth $20 to $50, depending on the size and location of the crack. Moving on to the 1950 D wheat penny, this coin was struck at the Denver Mint, and it features the standard Lincoln wheat design. By 1950, the country was experiencing a period of economic growth as the post-war era brought prosperity to many Americans. The 1950s saw a massive increase in consumer goods production and a booming economy. The Denver Mint produced millions of these pennies in 1950, which makes the coin relatively common. But there's more to the story than just a common coin. It has a key error that can make it worth a lot more than you might think. The 1950 D penny is most famous for its repunched mint mark, RPM, error. As the name suggests, this error occurs when the mint mark, D, for Denver, is punched onto the die more than once. This results in a doubling or even a triple mint mark. These repunched mint marks are fairly common in the 1950 D series, but certain examples are worth far more depending on how visible and dramatic the repunching is. A typical 1950 D penny with a repunched mint mark can be worth anywhere from $50 to $200 in average circulated condition. But, if you find one with clear doubling and a sharp strike, you could see its value climb to $500 or more. And in top-grade examples, the value could rise dramatically, potentially reaching $1,000 or higher. In addition to the repunched mint mark, the 1950 D penny can also exhibit other types of minting errors, including die cracks, off-center strikes, and even the occasional double die. These errors add extra value to the coin, and depending on the severity of the error and the coin's condition, the value can range from $50 to $500. If you come across a 1950 D wheat penny with any type of error, it's definitely worth examining more closely, as some examples can be worth significantly more than the typical value for a circulated penny. Next up, we have the 1953 D wheat penny. Like the 1950 D, this coin was struck at the Denver Mint, but by 1953, the United States was firmly in the post-war era, with the country continuing to experience economic growth and expansion. The 1953 D wheat penny is a relatively common coin, but it has a couple of notable errors that collectors look for. The most common error for the 1953 D is the die crack variety. A die crack occurs when the die used to strike the coin develops a crack, which then appears on the surface of the coin as a raised line. While die cracks are relatively common, some are more dramatic than others. A large or noticeable die crack on a 1953 D penny can add value to the coin, especially if the crack is unique or particularly striking. In terms of value, a 1953 D penny with a die crack might be worth $5 to $20, depending on the size and prominence of the crack. However, if the crack is particularly unique or creates an interesting visual effect, collectors may be willing to pay more for the coin. The 1953 D penny is also known for its double die errors, where the coin is struck twice by the die, causing the design to appear doubled. These double die errors are rarer than die cracks, and they can add significant value to the coin. A 1953 D penny with a noticeable double die error could be worth anywhere from $100 to $500, and in top grades, its value can rise even higher. Finally, we have the 1956 D wheat penny. By 1956, the United States was well into the post-war economic boom, and the 1956 D penny was one of the final coins in the Lincoln Wheat series before the design was changed to the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. This coin, like the others, was struck at the Denver Mint, and while it's a relatively common penny, it has a major error variety that can make it highly valuable. The most famous error for the 1956 D penny is the double die variety. This occurs when the coin is struck more than once, causing the design to appear doubled on the coin's surface. The doubling is usually seen around the date and the word Liberty on the obverse. If you find a 1956 D double die penny, you could be looking at a coin worth anywhere from $100 to $500 in average circulated condition. However, if the doubling is especially pronounced and the coin is in mint state, its value could easily rise to $1,000 or more. High-quality examples of the 1956 D double die penny have been known to sell for $2,000 or more at auction, making it one of the most valuable coins of the series. And that wraps up our deep dive into these high-value wheat pennies from the 1940s and 1950s. From the 1941 no mint mark with its incredible double die to the 1956 D double die, these coins hold so much potential value if you know what to look for. So, next time you're digging through your collection or checking your pocket change, make sure to keep an eye out for any of these rare error coins. You might just be sitting on a hidden treasure worth thousands of dollars. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing coin content. Until next time, happy hunting, and keep searching for those rare and valuable coins.